There are moments in a love story that belong only to the two people living it. Moments that happen behind closed doors and around dinner tables, and in the private language that families develop when they are figuring out whether someone new deserves a place inside the circle they have spent a lifetime building and protecting. Those moments rarely make it out into the open. They rarely survive the journey from the private world, where they happen into the public world where everyone is waiting and watching and desperate to know. But this one did. This one found its way out. And what it is telling us about Dylan Wang and Shen Yue and the future that is quietly assembling itself around them is the most significant development in this entire story since the very beginning. Shen Yue's family has approved of Dylan Wang as their son-in-law. And the way it happened is everything. Before we dive into every detail of this, subscribe right now and turn your notifications on, because this is the channel that brings you the full picture when everyone else is still working with fragments. And what is coming next in this story is something you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Now let us talk about what family approval actually means in this context. Because it is easy to hear those words and process them as a formality, as a cultural checkbox that gets ticked on the way to a wedding, and then forgotten about once the ceremony is over. That would be the wrong way to understand this. Shen Yue's family is not a formality in her life. They are not background decoration in the story of who she is and how she moves through the world. They are central. They are the people who watched her become everything she became, who were there before the fame and the roles and the global recognition, who knew her when she was just a girl with something extraordinary inside her that the world had not yet discovered. Their opinion of the man she brings home is not ceremonial. It is foundational. It is the kind of judgment that shapes what comes next in ways that no amount of public approval or industry praise or fan devotion ever could. Dylan Wang understood this. That is perhaps the most important piece of information available to us right now. He understood that winning Shen Yue meant being seen clearly by the people who love her most, evaluated not through the lens of his career or his fame, or the cultural phenomenon he has become, but through the much more demanding lens of a family asking a single essential question. Is he good enough for her? Not good enough in the way the industry measures goodness, not good enough in the way magazine covers and box office numbers and award ceremonies define it. Good enough in the way that actually matters, in the quiet, private, human way that has nothing to do with any of that. The answer that came back from Shen Yue's family was yes. But the journey to that yes is the part that deserves to be told properly. People close to the family describe a process that began long before any formal meeting or dinner or occasion that could be pointed to as the moment things became official. It began in the smaller things, in the way Dylan Wang talked about Shen Yue when she was not in the room, in the consideration he showed for the parts of her life that existed outside of him, in the way he never once gave her family a reason to question whether his feelings were real or whether they were the kind of thing that dissolves the moment the cameras stop and the convenience of proximity fades away. He was consistent. In a world that rewards spectacle and punishes ordinariness, he chose to be consistent, and consistency is exactly the currency that families like Shen Yue's know how to value. There was a particular moment, described by someone who was present and has chosen to speak carefully, that shifted everything. It was not dramatic. It did not involve a grand gesture or a declaration or anything that would look impressive in a highlight reel. It was a quiet moment where Dylan Wang simply demonstrated that he sees Shen Yue. Not the actress, not the public figure, not the version of her that exists on screens and in photo shoots and in the carefully managed space between celebrity and audience. The real version, the full version, the one that only the people who truly love her ever get access to. And when her family saw that he had access to that version of her, that he had clearly been trusted with it and had clearly treated that trust with the seriousness it deserved, the last remaining hesitation dissolved. Shen Yue's reaction to her family's approval is something that people who have seen her recently cannot stop talking about. There is a lightness to her right now that reads differently than anything her public has seen from her before. Not the brightness she performs for cameras, not the warmth she brings to every role, but something underneath all of that, something structural, something that suggests a woman who has arrived somewhere she did not fully allow herself to believe she would get to arrive. She has been loved publicly before. She has been celebrated and adored and followed across continents by people who feel connected to her work in profound ways. But this is different. This is her family looking at the man beside her and saying yes. And that particular yes contains everything that the loudest public declaration in the world could never quite replicate. Dylan Wang already has his mother's blessing. That was the first door. Shen Yue already gave the world her admission that this relationship has been real and private and meaningful for longer than anyone knew. That was the second door. And now her family has opened the third door, the one that leads directly toward a future that is beginning to look less like a possibility and more like a plan. Both families are aligned. Both hearts are committed. And the only thing left to happen in this story is the part that everyone has been waiting for since Meteor Garden first put these two people in the same frame and let the whole world watch what happened next. Whatever comes next is coming soon, and this channel will be here for every single moment of it.